Good morning. We did it. Donald Trump won the 2024 presidential election. It's currently 3:35 in the morning Central Time when I'm making this video. I haven't slept at all yet. And MSNBC and CNN still haven't called the race for Donald Trump. By the time I post this video, by the time everybody wakes up and sees it, they may have finally got around to it. But Fox News and others called it for Donald Trump after he won Pennsylvania and then Wisconsin, putting him over the top. Last night, hours ago, they'll finally get around to it. They're just in denial. And the best part is he also won the popular vote. And that was one of the reasons why I was so firm about encouraging people to get out and vote yesterday, even if they live in a deep blue state, because we needed this total victory so that the Democrats can't claim that the majority of the American people didn't want him back. By the way, we also took back the Senate. We have a majority in the Supreme Court. This is going to be fantastic. Over the coming days, weeks, months, and years, I will bring you the best of the liberal media meltdowns because their insanity is going to go supernova. And the Liberal Tears mug is now back in stock in my online store, markdice.com. So head on over there, click the link in the description below, and check it out. And I don't know what's going to be better, the liberal media meltdowns or the memes. Probably the meltdowns, but the memes are very good as well, like this. Here's Mark Cuban after hearing the news. Donald Trump showing that he is the future 47th president of the United States. Oh, and I can't forget about this meme from Midnight Mitch, which features an actual photo of Joe Biden literally wearing a MAGA hat. Remember that one?
My fellow Americans and autists who voted for Trump, it's your boy Dank Brandon here. I want to take a moment to congratulate the DNC on losing another election to Donald Trump. You replaced me with a candidate who has the same likability as Greasy, hobo taint and expected to win, and they say I'm the retarded one. The Democrats said that I was too old, that I was too slow, that I was a joke. Well, here's a joke for you. What do Willie Brown and the 2024 presidential election have in common? Kamala Harris blew both of them. I shouldn't have said that. But seriously, I mean, first Hillary loses to Donald and now Kamala. This man has beaten more women than Doug Emhoff. Anyways, congrats on losing to Hitler again. I hope he locked you all up this time. Dank Brandon out.
Here is just a small sample of his victory speech from last night.
Well, I want to thank you all very much. This is great. These are our friends. We have thousands of friends in this incredible movement. This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before. And frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance because we're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy?
Oh, yes.
But it's a political victory that our country has never seen before, nothing like this. I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president.
During his victory speech, President Trump invited Dana White, president of the UFC, up to say a few words, who gave a very inspiring little speech.
Nobody deserves this more than him, and nobody deserves this more than his family does. This is what happens when the machine comes after you. What you've seen over the last several years, this is what it looks like. Couldn't stop him. He keeps going forward. He doesn't quit. He's the most resilient, hardworking man I've ever met in my life. His family are incredible people. This is karma, ladies and gentlemen. He deserves this. They deserve it as a family.
Van Jones, on the other hand, over at Clown News, not so excited. Here he is when he started to see the writing on the wall.
There are African-American women who know a little bit about being talked down to and know a little bit about having their economic dreams crushed, who tried to dream a big dream over the past couple of months.
How are their economic dreams being crushed? Because, what, Donald Trump's not just going to hand out free money to them?
And tonight they're trading in a lot of hope for a lot of hurt.
Aww.
And they were hoping that maybe this time, one of their own could be seen as worthy. And once again, they're facing rejection. And that hurts. They thought tomorrow morning they're going to walk out with their shoulders back a little bit, maybe able to breathe for the first time and feel like they belong someplace. They did everything that they knew how to do. And it's going to be harder than it should be tomorrow for them to hold their heads up. And they're not the only people who are hurting tonight.
Well, good, because this is just the start of the Democrats getting a little taste of their own medicine. Would you like to try to hold back tears as well, Chunk Uger?
So right now, as things stand, I just came off the Young Turks show where I lit into the Democratic Party.
You're so tough. You're so brave, sir.
Bunch of losers, corporate Democrats. I hate them. They've cost us election after election. They're corrupt.
See, he doesn't think that they're left enough.
And they lost, it looks like, to a syphilitic clown. Total moron.
He's breaking down into tears.
Con man, Donald Trump. So, if you lose to a buffoon like Donald Trump twice, what does that make you?
Here's Anderson Cooper, Operation Mockingbird asset, who interned with the CIA not one, but 2 summers in college, who makes $12 million a year, $1 million a month, $40,000 per night. That's how much his soul was worth. That's a lot of money. But I'm sorry, my soul is priceless. But here is him and Jake Tapeworm breaking the news to the Clown News viewers.
And Anderson, it is hard to think of a political comeback that is actually more significant than this one. I'm tempted to say Richard Nixon, but that really falls short of what Donald Trump has achieved.
Yeah, I mean, winning not just the electoral votes, but the popular vote as well.
That's right. That's right. You scum. And that's the icing on the cake. Trump winning the popular vote because the Democrats were going to complain that they want to try to do away with the Electoral College, which is one of the most brilliant inventions in politics, which prevents 2 or 3 major cities or 2 or 3 liberal states from dominating the leadership of our country. So the candidates have to appeal to each different state in order to win those electoral votes. It's absolutely a brilliant system. So here's Chris Hayes starting the narrative early when he started to see the writing on the wall about how the Democrats want to get rid of the Electoral College.
We have this very funky and terrible system called the Electoral College, which decides elections in a way that's totally different than every other election in the United States decided and the way that anything's decided anywhere else in the world. We should scrap it.
Oh, and here's Jake Tapeworm learning how Kamala Harris did this time around compared to Joe Biden back in 2020. Wait for it.
So you asked, are there any places that the vice president is overperforming Joe Biden in 2020? So we could show you that as well. We just bring that out here. Harris overperforming in 2020.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
Literally not one county. And so the Democrats are going to be in disarray, wondering whether or not they should have kept old Joe in. But as I've said since he was declared the winner in 2020, he never intended to actually run a second term because they never expected Donald Trump to actually run for re-election. And so the plan was for Joe Biden to duck out and then say his mission has been accomplished. All he wanted to do was stop Donald Trump from ever getting in the White House. But once Donald Trump decided to run for re-election, then Joe Biden had to run again. Otherwise, he would have looked like a complete coward. They'd painted themselves into a corner. It was already starting to show signs of mental decline at the end of 2020. And so then they were screwed. And some of you owe me an apology because, as you know, I've been hammering the losers and trash who said that they weren't going to vote this time around because the Democrats stole the one in 2020 and there's just no chance that Donald Trump's going to be allowed to get in again. And those people who live in deep blue states who say that their vote doesn't even matter, their state's going to go Democrats, why even bother? That's what I've been hammering, not only to get you to finally get over that loser mentality and get out and vote, but also to vote for the local positions as well, because that is perhaps almost, if not just as important as the federal offices. It's late and I'm getting pretty tired, so I'm going to wrap this up, but stay tuned and check back here on a regular basis because there are going to be plenty of liberal media meltdowns over the next coming days, weeks, months, and years. So congratulations. Thanks to everybody who went out and voted. Thanks to everybody who watches, all the subscribers, everybody giving shout outs to the channel on your social media. We are slowly but surely growing another 2,500 subscribers, and we should get to 1.9 million. But then the long road to 2 million is going to be another 100,000. That's going to take a long time, but maybe someday. And like I said, the Liberal Tears mug is back in my online store at markdice.com. So head on over there or click the link in the description below and check it out.